Almost every fantasy world has a dragon. They're staples to the genre and surely add excitement to any setting they appear in, what with their fiery breath and furling wings. So grand are they that one tends not to notice that they seem oddly removed from the settings they are placed in, like they were just plopped in, and that's that. Now, this does not apply to worlds where dragons are singular, godlike entities or exceedingly rare, like Tolkien's Smaug. I'm talking about the worlds where dragons are a constant threat, or one where their fiery wrath is always just around the corner. To me, it makes little sense that those medieval towns and societies operate as if dragons never flew their skies at all. A world would surely adapt to such a presence beyond simple combat, right? Well, I'm here to talk about just that. I'm Soily, and I've been creating a setting not only swarming with dragons, but also populated by the myriad of animals and cultures adapted to live in their shadow. The presence of a dragon, I believe, would make strong societal and evolutionary pressure after all. So let's start at the very beginning. How would humans even evolve in a world of dragons? Modern society relies on leveling huge swaths of land for farms, homes, and the like. Humans themselves are thought to have evolved bipedalism out in the open savannas of prehistoric Africa. This isn't feasible when large, fire-breathing predators are soaring the open air. In my setting of the Dragonslayer Codex, I've chosen to have them descend from a line of giants, hominids who populate the world as large herbivorous animals, similar to elephants, complete with fire-resistant skin and enough power to ward their draconic predators away. At their sizes, the young are similar height to and as lanky as an average human. Similar to how Earth humans go, these giants underwent neotenic pressures as they traded size and power for brains and inventions. Now small and vulnerable, these proto-humans hid within caves for safety. A millennia later, they reside within grand, underground kingdoms not unlike what you see with common depictions of fantasy dwarves. So the humans live underground. How do they survive down there? Thankfully, nature has granted these people resilient stomachs and excellent night vision, enabling them to cultivate crops of cavern fungus. For protein, many towns will eat a species of giant beetle larvae, often grinding it into a pudding-like goo. These are just the staples, and many recipes, such as cave bread, can be made from both them and the various other creatures that roam the colossal caves of this world. These undercities are run with surprising efficiency and, when zoomed out, greatly resemble an ant nest in function. Workers expand the city, grow food, and craft weapons. Guards use these weapons to protect the front gate of the city, and all are fed and cared for by their monarch. In the event of a selfish lord hoarding supplies, the entire chain breaks. When a guard is too busy controlling crowds or beheading kings, that leaves the gate unattended, after all. In a world where dragons exist, even a single bite, stomp, or graze with flame can put a soldier out for days to weeks. Thus, cities turn to repelling them first and slaying them when necessary. Several notable cultures around this world have devised their means to do this. The peppermint adorn themselves in gold and live in a hotbed of dragon activity. Quite the situation. Their primary form of defense is chemical. Their pepper guns, sprays, and nets are designed to attack a dragon's senses, driving it away with a harsh memory that makes its return unlikely. Dousing a dragon in agonizing chemicals from behind a wall is much smarter and much safer than facing it with a fickle sword. Perhaps this sort of self-preservation is why they are one of the most successful human kingdoms found on this planet. The Hound keepers of the southwest Dune Sea are an affluent people, and have bred various dogs to aid their defense against dragons. The Drake Track is a stout breed that can detect a dragon's scent even days after it left the area, giving its handlers a mental map of how many and where their reptilian predators may be. The Mount Hound is a tall breed used for transport, ideal for navigating harsh terrain. They make surface ventures much safer. And, lastly, the King Hound is their pride and joy, so beloved as to feature on their banner. These bear-like dogs have stiff, oily hairs that wick away fire, and colossal bodies that they use to latch onto and weigh down a target dragon for their owner to finish off with a lance. To be appointed as a dog master, housing and raising new pups, is considered a high honor. Up next we have the Hintermen. The Hintermen may look divergent, but are still considered human. These people inhabit the northern ice and are covered in fur. Their hostile environment makes them turn inward, shaping them into deep appreciators of the arts and especially the opera. They shake the walls with their powerful voices. These same vocals are turned against draconic attacks. Hinterman city gates are surrounded by horns, drums, megaphones, and all. A raiding dragon may have near impenetrable scales, but their sensitive hearing can be terribly damaged with a frontal assault. These are a confident people, and this reflects in their blue armors, which stand out among the snow and ice of their home. Now the wing runners are an interesting bunch. Their faces ribbed and calloused, much like a mandrill, evolved from an eternity spent exposed to dragon attack, for these people migrated far south to the burning hills of the southern continent, and on this journey had not the comforts of a single, monolithic, generational fortress. Life as what is essentially a prey species has made them sharp-witted and paranoid, but this brilliance results in them having tamed a local species of dragon endemic to the burning hills, the Red Racer. More on them in a future video. Today, they are prolific explorers, and one of the few brave enough to venture far from their homes. Many maps are the responsibility of wing runners, and they hold this to high esteem. The targoers inhabit the tar barrens, and are a very isolationist group. Their homes are built of circular cast iron domes to avoid the crushing bite of the clatterjaw. Between each home is a tunnel system networking to the others and leading to the capital. This system enables them to live their lives shallow but still underground, and avoiding the terrible, hostile environment of their home island. The Outposters are the descendants of exploratory or trade ventures to other cities. Supply stations between them may become permanent homes to those whose caravan or traveling party were ravaged by nasty weather or dragonfire. These undertowns are shallower than the grand cities, whose depths touch the very core of the earth, they say, and greatly resemble the Neolithic stone villas of Earth's Skara Brae. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. Outposters are the most common type of settlement to find, and usually welcome travelers with open arms so long as you have items to trade or a skill that may come of use. Across the board, it is widely known that clever tactics are the only way to defend yourself against a dragon. Even the armor worn is dependent on what species are in your area. For some, wax-treated leather is more than enough. For others, pineapple skin, and even further so, triple-treated ultra-smooth steel comes in handy when deflecting talons with ease. When humans are prey, dragon slaying is a necessity. Venture forth. This video is a sort of experiment for me. I've been doing the dragon profiles, and trust me, I have many more going forward, but I wanted to touch on the human side of this setting. The default for many fantasy worlds is to make them sort of your standard medieval Europe or Germany type setting, and that's fine and well, but I wanted to dig a little deeper to sort of put into the imagination of my readers or viewers what kind of people are actually dealing with this world and how they might adapt to it. It's one thing to write about all these animals and how they evolve against the dragons, or the dragons against each other, or against this world, but cultural evolution is something I feel is often overlooked in speculative evolution or worlds where there's a intelligent species. It's one thing to just make a stone spear, but it's another to come up with some further use of that stone spear, not to have it just for the sake of a primitive weapon, so to speak. Now, let me know if you liked this, because I might be doing more with it, such as short stories or what have you, but yeah, please just let me know what you think, because this has been fun, and I want to do more with it. And of course, thank you to my patrons. It's because of you I'm even here, and able to make videos and post artwork regarding this world. Extra thanks to my top patrons listed here. If you'd like to join me, of course, and see more content like this, early content, exclusive content, please see the links below. Thank you guys, and until next time.